All aboard! Because we got some video game news to talk about today. Nothing too crazy going on in the world of video games, but there is a weird controller that I want to give a little spotlight to because, I don't know, I just think it's really weird. And then, of course, we had Sakurai Presents today, and, well, some Nintendo Switch owners and Smash Brother fans in general are a bit upset at some of the Mii fighters because it crushes their dreams of these characters becoming actual characters in the game. So if this is your first time on the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to like the video as well. But without any further ado, let's talk about what's going on in the world of video games. And the first thing we're going to talk about is this very strange controller. So evidently, train simulators and train simulation games are very popular in Japan. There is a long-running series that has had entries on the Nintendo Switch. It originally started like in arcades in the 80s, and the name of the latest game is, I'm going to try my best to say it, Densha de Go Hashiro Yamote Sen. I think I did okay with that, but this is basically a train simulator game where you play as a train conductor. Now, I am a fan of trains. I use Amtrak to travel a lot because I'm not big on flying. I think they do a nice job. I did learn at a younger age that if you would bribe some of the train car attendants with like candy and snacks, then they'll give you extra smoke breaks as well because there's not many smoke breaks on the routes that I would go on. But yes, trains are cool, but I never thought to myself, I need a train video game. But not only do I need a train simulator video game, I need a controller that will encompass this experience of being a train conductor. Well, now kids in Japan will be able to experience this because there is a new controller coming out called the Densha de Go, dedicated one-handle controller that is coming to the Nintendo Switch in Japan on August 8th that will retail for about $134 US. So this controller, just looking at it, you can see like this is a real deal controller. Like it provides a high fidelity for realistic train maneuvering experience, and there's actual gears and an actual lever inside of this thing that lock into place. So I'm guessing like it's pressure sensitive as well for when you are conducting the train and making the train move down the track. So you could basically shift gears without looking at the controller if you really want that in-depth experience. Now, what's interesting about this controller is not only does it have these controller parts that are for a train simulation game, but it also has standard buttons on it as well. So you know there's going to be some weirdos out there that are like, I beat Super Mario Brothers on the Nintendo Switch Online service using the Densha de Go dedicated one-handle controller for the Nintendo Switch, because that's what people like to do. They like to try different things like this. And you know, this has got to be one of the weirdest controllers I've seen since like the Steel Battalion controller on the original Xbox. Now that controller was awesome, you know, it put you in like essentially the cockpit of a mech, because I guess mechs are real, and if you ever wanted to be a mech conductor and move around and blow crap up, that was the way to do it. So I feel like this could be something that does this for the train simulation experience fans out there in the world. Now, of course, this will probably never be localized for the United States or Canada or anything like that, Europe, all that stuff, but I do think it could be an interesting sort of collector's piece for your collection to have this controller. If you're like a diehard Nintendo Switch fan or something like that who likes to collect sort of odds and ends with this, this is a good controller to get, because I could see this getting a pretty limited run as far as how many controllers are released for this, because, I mean, let's be realistic, I'm sure there's not all that many train fans out there who want this, but I can't see this being something very valuable in the future just because of the rarity of it. I mean, look at the price of Steel Battalion nowadays. It has absolutely gone up through the roof. So I don't know, you know, it's a weird little thing, but as someone who does like to ride the train, come on, ride the train, it's a choo-choo train, come on, ride the train, woo, woo, ride it. Like, you know, it's a cool little controller. So if you are interested in it, this controller will be available on August 8th, of course, through Japan only. You could probably pick it up on Play Asia, and it's called the Densha de Go, dedicated one-handle controller for your Nintendo Switch. But obviously the big story of the day was the Sakurai Presents presentation for our latest Super Smash Bros. Ultimate character, who of course we learned was Kazuya from Tekken. Now, I like this addition to the game. I know there were some people who are like, Tekken, why are they putting Tekken in the fighting game? It's like, well, at its core, Smash Bros. Is sort of a fighting game. Yeah, it's sort of a party fighting game. But still, I feel like representation of popular fighting franchises is very important in Smash Bros. Because at its core, it's a fighting game. So why wouldn't you want to have Tekken in here? I remember the first time I played Tekken. I was a wee youth. I had never heard of the Tekken franchise. I went over to my friend Pablo's house, and Pablo had just gotten a PlayStation 1 with the original Tekken, and I was like, yo, this is dope. This is almost as cool as Virtua Fighter. Almost as cool. I still like Virtua Fighter a bit more than I do Tekken, but obviously Tekken has been the more successful franchises when it comes to big releases and things like that. So respect to Tekken. And I think the Kazuya character looks great in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It's definitely not just a shoehorned in character. It actually feels like a character that belongs as far as the fighting moves are concerned. Of course, you get a background representative of Tekken as well. You have a bunch of soundtrack stuff in it. I think it looks really cool. It's a great looking character and a very smart addition to the Smash Brothers franchise. And now we are down to the final character in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and there's a lot of theories out there, a lot of speculation, and really there's been a lot of theories and speculation about potential Smash Brothers characters ever since we learned there was going to be more subsequent DLC packs. Well, today I feel like Sakurai trolled people pretty hard, and some people on Twitter are taking this very, very hard. There is a lot of outcry about the Mii characters that are being included into Smash Brothers with this latest update that will be coming out tomorrow on June 29th. So basically, a lot of these characters that are being implemented as Mii characters are characters that people had high expectations for as being actually included in the game. Now, I have no problem with Mii characters personally. I actually like all of the Mii characters that we've gotten so far because they're representative of franchises that I think deserve a spot. I mean, Akira from Virtua Fighter was a Mii fighter in the game. Like, that's cool to me. Like, that's something awesome. But of course, people want them to be actual characters so they have a soundtrack in the game, so they have their own stage, so they have their own moves. Well, today we learned about the 4 new Mii characters, and the internet is heated, man. So these characters are as follows. Remember, Tales of Symphonia, Lloyd. Obviously, he was a character that a lot of people had penciled in as a potential entry into the Super Smash Bros. Franchise. Well, now he's in it as a Mii fighter. I think it looks cool. You have the Dragonborn from Elder Scrolls V Skyrim as a sword fighter being added. Once again, Elder Scrolls was a franchise, and Bethesda in general was a series or a company that people thought was going to get representation, possibly Doom Guy, but now it's available as a Mii fighter. We have Shantae from the Shantae series coming in as a brawler. Shantae was yet another character that a lot of people thought could potentially be a brand new Smash Brothers character, but the big one has to be Dante. Yes, Dante from the Devil May Cry series is now a sword fighter that is being added into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate via the Mii characters. And you know, like, I remember about a year or so ago, I believe it was, I thought that Dante was potentially going to be added as a Super Smash Brothers character because of all the Devil May Cry games that were coming to the Nintendo Switch. They were teasing some special announcements as well. I kind of put the dots together and was like, hey, you know, Dante could potentially be that next character, and a lot of people were excited for it, and then of course Dante wasn't that character. But a lot of people are sort of, I don't know, I just feel like they're overreacting to this and getting angry just for the sake of getting angry. Like, look at how big Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is as a fighting game. Like, how many characters are in there? There's over 80 characters in the game. There's tons of Mii fighters, tons of stages, tons of lore from different video games. Like, all because your character, the one character that you really wanted to be in the game, isn't going to be in the game. Like, to me, that's not the end of the world. It's nothing to get too angry about. But, like, Twitter is hot right now. Twitter is hot. They wanted Dante to be included as a regular character in this game, or Lloyd, or of course Shantae, and even Dragonborn from Elder Scrolls. And now that they're being added in as Mii fighters, people are very upset. I think the last character is going to be very interesting. At this point, who do you put as the last character? You know, I thought Crash Bandicoot was potentially going to be the character that we saw this time for instead of Kazuya from Tekken, but I think Kazuya is a better fit. But is it going to be Crash Bandicoot? Is it going to be Master Chief? Really, at this point, they should just put Sakurai as the final character, because I feel like that would make everyone happy, or at least put Sakurai in as like a Mii fighter or something like that, because no matter what happens with this final character, there's going to be people online that are pissed because it's not their character. And I could sort of understand that, but just be happy that there are a bunch of characters that were added into this game. Me personally, I have no problem with these Mii fighters. I think they're awesome. I like the fact that they add in Mii fighters to sort of spruce up the game, and then you could make your own little Mii fighter based on these character IPs. But for the people out there that wanted Shantae and Lloyd and of course Dante to be actual characters in the game, it's not going to happen now, and I'm sorry for that, but I mean, it is what it is. Alrighty, so that is going to do it for today's video. Nothing too crazy going on, just some fun topics I wanted to talk about. So let me know in the comment section down below what you think of everything. Will you be importing the train controller for Densha de Go, dedicated one-handle controller for the Nintendo Switch? Or will you just be letting it pass you by? And of course, the Smash Brothers controversy. Are you upset that Dante is a Mii fighter and not in the actual game? Or are you a reasonable individual who could sort of understand why this is? And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to like and share the video as well. And as always, I will catch you guys on the next one. Later.